Introducing Comet from Perplexity, the world's first agentic browser. Its built-in assistant uses Perplexity's AI to navigate pages, manage tasks across multiple browser tabs, and reason its way through accomplishing the tasks that you give it. It's scary good. Its speed is both remarkable and a little slower than human response time, but this super early version is already completely functional. I gave it some very complex tasks, and it aced them. So now I'm going to show you some footage from those 3 experiments, how it thought through them, and delivered. For my first test, I had Comet look through a list of expired domains for ones that meet my typical criteria for PBNs. I prompted it to browse expireddomains.net for a list of likely small business domains with names like Charleston Plumbers or Ignite Agency and things like that, ignoring anything with the word SEO and any non-English words and or numbers, and only in the rows which were marked available in the status column. Comet received that prompt and then took over, following these instructions to the letter, and it went 4 pages without stopping to ask me for instructions to continue. And I took 4 of the 10-ish domains that it found over to Ahrefs, and then I had Comet then vet each of those domains for viability in my PBN. To do so, I wrote out another prompt for the assistant, providing step-by-step instructions for this process, just as I might create an SOP for my virtual assistant, and then pasted in the 4 domains that I wanted Comet to assess. Remarkably, it followed my instructions almost perfectly and searched each domain, extracting the organic traffic increase or decrease, navigating over to the backlinks report and filtering it by a dropdown, which also requires a button click to activate, and then counting the results to complete the assessment. It was a multi-step process involving form interactions and visual assessment of the page, plus reasoning a fairly complex task, and it absolutely nailed it. Honestly, I hope I never have to do this type of work again and think that it's probably worth the $200 a month price tag to have access to this. For the second task, I had Comet brainstorm new content ideas around the last 2 rows in the spreadsheet, and then generate 5 more rows in that same sheet. And it was interesting to watch how it navigated the spreadsheet and where it struggled to interact with Google Sheets interface, and how it eventually overcame those difficulties to complete the task. Its admirable effort would have become expensive in tokens very quickly, so I don't think this is the ideal use case for Comet, at least not with so complicated a task, because of the UI-heavy requirements of clicking in and out of cells and highlighting text and so on. But to be fair, it did accomplish the task, which is an encouraging sign that this technology will quickly surpass these sorts of challenges in future releases. The third and final task that I gave Comet was to create a new AI-assisted job post on Upwork and save it as a draft. Comet browsed the correct page, worked with the AI tool on that page, filled out the job posting per my instructions, and then even improved the auto-generated description without having to be specifically prompted to do so, before saving the draft and letting me know that it had finished. This task was a breeze for Comet and represents the sweet spot of its potential right now. Comet's not yet a replacement for automation, but more like an assistant that's remarkably intelligent, though potentially inexperienced, which is why you can see it struggle with certain kinds of user interfaces, while having absolutely no problem with others. I pay a virtual assistant about $1,000 a month to perform tasks that are not too dissimilar from these. And while I don't think it's going to replace her yet, I doubt that I'll hire another when I could just buy a computer to run Comet and Cloud Code and be able to perform any repetitive tasks that I would typically outsource, with a degree of intelligence and precision that I can't generally expect from overseas labor. Agents are forcing us to rethink how we work, how we plan, and how we make decisions in new and very exciting ways.